So we are here at Make Model episode 6. This is the first time that I have been on commentary for a Make Model show. Of course, we haven't done these shows since all the way back in July of last year when we were building the first Summer Grand Prix ahead of Rev Your Engines, which is exactly what we're building to here. The Grand Prix finals will be at Rev Your Engines once more. And we're starting with Dakari Oyet and Wukon in the ring. Dakari taking an early lead here with a body slam into a jumping elbow. You can hear the crowd not fans of that. Dakari has not done a good job of endearing himself to the SOW crowd. And here we go, Wukon fighting his way back in, spinning body slam. Got a nice walk-through vertical suplex off the ropes, but got blocked with a shoulder tackle. And the atomic whip lariat. Very, very big running senton there from Wukon, and now Dakari is stalking his opponent, lining him up. I mean, we don't really know for sure what move Dakari might be going for, but it looks like Wukon doesn't want to find out, gets out of the way. Oh, but he gets crushed down with a lariat. Very strong lariat there from the whole damn army, Dakari Oyet. We went for another body slam, but this time, Wukon managing to dead weight him enough. And we're going back and forth, chops up against these European uppercuts. No way to know which of the two will come out. These are two very big powerhouses here in SOW, as you can see. How neither one of them able to gain any advantage until right at that moment, and that took everything Wukon had in order to get that victory in that strike exchange. Dakari with a back elbow takes the unbounded one to the mat. Now Jay is going to have to find a moment to recover here. He is low on breath early in this match. This is not a place you want to be in if you are Wukon. You can see that Dakari not staying down long enough for Jay to catch his breath, but he's still willing to show off his power. There he goes, he's getting the moment. A nice backbreaker there from Wukon, who has now managed to get enough time, I would say, to recover pretty much completely here. Walk through into a vertical. He picks up Dakari Oyet, tosses him to the corner, and a splash in the corner. He's not done, he's going for another one. And now we are set up for a pounce! Oh, but once again, Wukon, that classic problem that he always suffers from, he never manages his breathing well enough in these matches. It hasn't bit him too much in the past. He can power through most things and get himself in a position where he can recover, but situations like this, if he was in peak condition, he would not have taken that power bomb from the top rope. Backbreaker there to Dakari Oyet. Wukon's looking to maintain his advantage even despite the big move he just took. And Dakari really showing off here, pressing Wukon. And a pop-up power bomb. Now Dakari Oyet going up top with that King Kong knee drop into the cover. 1, 2, but does not get the 3. He's not willing to sit back and wait, though. He's gonna go ahead and get Jay up and set him up. Oh, I think he was thinking another lariat there, but Wukon recovered too quickly. And now it's Wukon who has Dakari set up. Big forearm into another one. Dakari gets back up, gets caught, tossed into the corner. Now it's Jay looking to come off the top rope. Oh, but Dakari blocks with a back elbow into a diving knee. And now Jay's managed to wear Dakari down enough that Dakari's the one who needs time to recover. Jay Wukon slips behind. And we're back into another back and forth here. Crowd is already hyped up as the Grand Prix rages on in this first round match. Dakari, Oyet, and Jay Wukon, both part of the Onyx League. You can see both men now having worn each other down. This has been nothing but bombs, as my casting partner would say, meat. Nothing but meat. Dakari recovered a bit, but got caught, sent to the other corner, and it looks like we're going for it again. It's a pounce! Dakari rolls to the outside, smart. Very smart, get your distance, and Jay Wukon also smart, choosing to take the time himself to recover, rather than trying to follow Dakari out there where weapons are legal. Both men are going to wait for the other to get back. I should say, Jay Wukon's going to wait for Dakari to get back in the ring. Dakari's just going to wait until the count gets high, as it did right there. Dodges under. Almost got lifted, but instead gets tossed. Back body dropped. And these two are taking it the distance. We are at least halfway through this match already, probably far more, probably close to the 15-minute mark in this 20-minute round one bout. A little back and forth there. Big forearm picks him up. And now Dakari throws Jay Wukon over the top rope. Wukon immediately back in the ring. And a spine buster! Dakari with a big knee to Wukon's gut. Picks him up. And a sit-out power bomb. That could do it right there, but no! Jay Wukon kicking out strong at 2. Wukon looking to lift Dakari up, get a German, but Dakari fights it off. Instead he gets picked up, hit with a backbreaker. And now it's Wukon's turn, tossing Dakari over the top rope. Wukon tosses Dakari, goes for a back elbow, but Dakari blocks it. Wukon again into the ropes, hits him with a huge chop. Loud reverb on that. And once again, Wukon managing to outpower Dakari. Big back elbow there. Dakari with the forearm. Jumping elbow drop. And we're going back and forth right here. For the third time in this match, which is reaching the 20 minutes, approaching it very rapidly. One of these men, if they want to avoid a draw, is going to have to find an opportunity to sneak through the victory very soon. Big rolling chop there from Jay. And the back elbow, but Dakari back up off the ropes with a spine buster. He tosses Jay Wukon into the corner. Huge back uppercut. Picks him up, tosses him down with a roar, but Jay Wukon right back up. Caught, spine buster again into the cover. But Jay Wukon off the ropes with a pounce, and now he's calling for the end. He's saying this is done. Back elbow. Calls for Dakari to get up. We are closely approaching 20 minutes as he hits the K-bomb. And that seals it. Jay Wukon scores his first win in the Summer Grand Prix 2025 edition. And we are moving to the next match. This is from the Emerald League, round 1. It'll be Kurata, Hideaki, the Blazing Lion, against, well, one half Bolt for Life, and representing the House of Troubles here tonight, the Phantom, Dallas Taylor. Actually, we have all 3 members of the House of Troubles here tonight. It'll be very interesting to see how that comes through. And right now it's Dallas Taylor versus Kurata Hideaki. Both of these men normally singles wrestlers, or sorry, tag wrestlers, here in singles competition in SOW. We have a series of strikes. This match has already gone to the outside very early, but looks like Dallas Taylor quick to put it back into the ring once he lost the advantage on the outside. Spinning back soul butt there. But Dallas Taylor again recovers quickly and hits Kurata in the corner with a through the ropes lariat. That's Kurata setting Dallas up in the corner, and he goes with a back elbow into a missile dropkick springboard style. Sets him back up, and was looking to set him up top, but couldn't get there. Dallas Taylor warping around, but ends up on the outside again after a well-placed and well-timed dropkick from the Blazing Lion. Now these two are going toe-to-toe. One thing to keep in mind with both of these wrestlers, since they're both tag wrestlers, neither one is quite used to, in modern times at least, having to go about a whole match by themselves. As you know, in the Grand Prix, there are no one allowed at ringside, no interference. Any interference will end in an instant disqualification, heavy fine, and likely other punishments. So everybody needs to stay away from ringside as Dallas picks up Kurata. And I will say, between the two of them, it is Kurata Hideaki who has the advantage here in singles competition. He's held a singles title before in JEPW and has had experience wrestling on his own, even here in SOW, whereas at least in SOW, this is Dallas Taylor's first time in a singles match. But he's adapting well, striking back and staying in, not looking too much for a partner to tag. He focuses in on the match. Catches him with a nice Gotch-style suplex. I should say deadlift-style suplex. Series of kicks from Kurata sends Dallas Taylor back to the mat. Kurata Hideaki is well known for these strikes with those legs. Kicks, knees, stomps, all of it. As he hits a beautiful 450 splash off the second rope. It's very hard to get that level of rotation from that low of an elevation. Into the ropes with shoulder tackle. Dallas Taylor starting to take advantage here. Jumping knee. Goes for a German, but Kurata flips through, kicks him in the back of the head, and is now trying to take back the advantage, but Dallas Taylor maintains with a drop kick landing squarely to the jaw. Now do note, Dallas not in his alternative persona here tonight, likely feeling that he needs to focus on winning in his current state. I can't imagine either him or Bray Windham will be utilizing their alternative personas for at least the early bits of this tournament. Though I don't know if that is necessarily correct. A 2 count off of that superplex from the Blazing Lion. And there we go again with the kicks, the strikes. Those are going to be determinative if the win goes in Kurata's favor. Dallas Taylor is going to have to keep himself out of range for as many of those as he can and maintain his own advantage. This is smart. Rather than following Kurata out where he lost the advantage earlier, Dallas chooses to recover in the ring, force Kurata to come to him. Oh, with the flatliner into the Koji clutch from Kurata. Hideaki, he is not looking to let that recovery maintain itself for Dallas Taylor. And Dallas lifting him up again. We've seen this delayed vertical suplex many times from Dallas Taylor, and he lands it square in the ring again. Kurata, mistimed that a little bit, ends up getting caught by Dallas instead. Goes for that Demon Fang high knee, commonly used by his partner, Judas Magnus. And as of current, it feels like Kurata is still struggling to get the pace back in his corner ever since he lost the momentum. One set up in the center of the ring. Goes through Burning Destiny. 1, 2, no! Dallas Taylor survives it. And now the Camel Clutch. But it doesn't get Dallas to tap out. That was a strong capture suplex there as Kurata goes to the outside, lands a Meteora springboard style. But Dallas Taylor catches him, sends him to the corner, and with that through the ropes lariat once more. Oh, taking a moment to refocus in this match. But could not going for the kill there. Cost him as he hits a elevated DDT. That could do it there. 1, 2, no. Dallas Taylor may have taken just a moment too long to capitalize in his moment of advantage just a moment before. But he doesn't look to be repeating that mistake as he focuses in and keeps Kurata on his toes. Kurata with the shoulder block, catches him, cross arm, spins around into the blazing stamp, into a cover using his full body weight to keep the shoulders down, and that does it. Kurata Hideaki advances. Or I should say, garners 2 points. This is not a single elimination tournament. And we are moving on with the next match. It is ZC Woods, the Trouble Child, another representative of the House of Troubles. And he is taking on, well, I would say a representative of Death Row, but It really feels like that is no longer the case. However, he is one half, the other half of Last Will, Elijah Lee. We're starting with an early lockup. DC Woods looking to be in control here in the early goings of this match. This is a very important tournament for the House of Troubles. Their goal in this seems to be the same as their goal all season so far. They are trying to take the SOW World Heavyweight Championship and keep it out of the hands of, well, I mean, I'm not quite sure still. I can only assume this has something to do with the group that is recently overthrown, in a way, Death Row, the Paradise. For the time being, there's only one way for anybody to get a shot at that World Championship, and it's to win this SOW Grand Prix. DC Woods maintaining a solid control here in this match, but Elijah Lee looking to switch it up with a T800 kick. And now we're going back and forth, blow for blow. And Elijah managed to knock Woods down. Woods tried to get back up, but fell back to the mat right after. As Elijah starts to take control here. Ooh, Woods slips free. Hook kick to the side of the head. A double stomp after a leg trip there. Elijah trying to put the brakes on all of Woods' momentum. He's done a decent job swinging it into his direction. But here comes Woods, pulling it back. Toss to the ropes. Drop toe hold, sends Woods face first. And then a jumping arm breaker there. Rolls through, picks him up, vertical suplex. Woods just sitting right back up. But Elijah Lee is not perturbed, hits a swinging neck breaker, and then goes to work on the leg. There's Woods with another one of those impact style elbow dropped. Off the ropes, Superman punch. And then catches him in a shoulder hold, trying to choke the life out of Elijah Lee here, but Elijah gets the ropes. Double stomp to the chest from Elijah to Woods. And that's going to go for a cover. Only gets a 2. But in these matches where you have to go at a high pace. Oh, nice dodge there from ZZ Woods. In these matches where you have to go at a high pace at all times because you only have 20 minutes to get the job done, even the smaller moves might be enough because your opponent might have gassed themselves. Something we saw happening a good bit in our opening match of this Make and Model as we see a diving splash from ZZ Woods get almost the 3. Elijah picks him up with that folding power bomb in the center of the ring, but Woods kicks out. Both men reset to neutral here. Elijah looking to take advantage of the situation. get himself on top, the momentum on his side, and Woods cutting that off with a roll to the outside. Dodged by Elijah into a head whip, drop kick, sends Woods down, and now Elijah stomping away at his opponent. Getting him back up, another folding power bomb. This time Woods gets the ropes too close. And a double knee buster. That could set up nicely for a sharpshooter is what I was going to say. It looks like Woods has other plans as he drop kicks Elijah. Elijah rolls through with that double stomp. And now stomping away at Woods again. You can see the frustration pouring through. Woods tossing Elijah to the ropes, hits a Samoan drop. Off the rebound, doesn't go for the cover, was looking to go a little further. There's that full Nelson slam. Oh, but now it's Woods' turn to take the double knee breaker. And now Elijah pulls through, Judgment Day. 1, 2, that's it. Elijah Lee just upset Woods, gaining a big first win in the Grand Prix. This has been a great night so far, and it's only going to continue to get better, as now we are going to be graced with a match from the Emperor against the Hardcore Hornet. It's Steve! This is a very looked forward to match. Steve Levy versus Kastor Liechten. Some might have argued for this to be our main event, but our main event tonight is in fact going to be Meiji Kaito versus Bray Windham. Big backdrop there from Steve. And Kastor with a pile driver. Goes for the cover. Steve manages to get the shoulder up. Kastor commends him. That was a very early pile driver from the Emperor. And now Steve's starting to pull things into his wheelhouse. And of course, Kastor, quick to cut that momentum off, goes right back for another cover. And Steve still able to kick out at one. Kastor with the mocking claps. Oh, went for a splash. Kastor moved out of the way, gave him a chop to the back on his way off of the rebound from going face first into the turnbuckle. But Steve is not slowing down here. Series of blows, and Kastor with a chop and another one, downward chop. Really looking to make Steve slow the roll, wrestle Kastor style, but Steve not falling into Kastor's pace, instead trying to maintain his own. Kastor slips back into the ring. Of course, we know Kastor is not one to brawl on the outside, especially knowing the lawless nature of outside the ring. Guillotine choke locked in, and this is one thing Steve's gonna have to try and worry about, is falling into Kastor's pace. He's doing a great job of keeping the pace in his own lane, high speed, high impact. But if he starts falling into Kastor's pace like he is right now, this match is going to turn south quickly. And Kastor locking in that half crab. He's gonna start working the limbs one by one until Steve has nothing left. You see it right there, grabbing the arm and locking in a cross face. There's a big elbow drop into a cover. Steve kicking out at 2, but Kastor now dominant in his own pace, his methodical pace. But Steve into the corner, a series of chops. Picks him back up, German. Steve grabs the ropes, Kastor throws him to the other corner. And Steve manages to counter, but Kastor catches him with an arm bar. Now Steve tossing Kastor to the ropes, leapfrogs over him, but Kastor bowls through, hits him with a shoulder tackle. Steve off the ropes, bulldog! Steve has taken too much punishment already. He can't keep his pace going the way he wants to. That might change here though as he gets off the top with a big elbow drop. Kastor slips behind, massive backdrop. Goes right into the cover using his body weight to press down on Steve Levy, but Steve manages to slip the shoulders up. German suplex, German suplex. German into the cover. 1, 2, no. Steve Levy manages to survive the triple Germans from Kastor, but can he survive the powerbomb symphony as Kastor begins raining them down? Steve manages to get up and avoid a third powerbomb. Spine buster. Kastor had just swung all the momentum in his favor, and Steve Levy has managed to swing it all the way back in his own bionic elbow. But Kastor, wily and methodical, well-timed as ever, he grabs through with a counter and puts the pace right back where he wants it. There Steve Levy comes with a strong combination. Tosses Kastor to the ropes, front drop kick. And a bulldog into a bulldog choke. But Kastor is not going to tap out, nor will he pass out as he locks in a sleeper hold here. A little too close to the ropes for the ref's liking. Big chop from Steve Levy. And Kastor's responding with a series of chops of his own. Steve knocks Kastor back with a big kick. But Kastor's not done. Steve now trying to get the momentum back on his side with this abdominal stretch. Not enough. Kastor stands tall, still in control. Ooh, schoolboy! He could steal it here! Oh, Kastor kicks out. Nice roll through, another roll up, but Kastor managing to slip free again. He's tossed to the ropes, front drop kick from Steve Levy. Steve off the ropes with a senton. Picks Kastor up, tosses him. Spine buster. Stomp to the gut, could he be going? No, Kastor slips free. I think Steve Levy might have been looking for that sharpshooter, that hornet's nest. But Kastor saw it coming and got to his feet first. Vertical suplex from the Emperor. And right now, it would be hard to deny that the Emperor is in total control. One foot stomping on one ankle, the other ankle held in his hands, twisting. Even if it didn't get the tap, that's gonna do a lot of lasting damage. And here we are. It's been a while since we've seen him lock in the hydrangea. He lets it go before Steve Levy can get the ropes. I think he was thinking of finishing it off right after, but Steve with a quick counter has managed to fight his way back into this. We are well past the 15-minute mark here, folks. This match is closing in on the 20-minute time limit as these two continue fighting back and forth. Kastor's dominant performance in the early goings, lending itself to a I should say, a good position here. Oh my God! Power bomb from the Emperor, rolls him through, picks him back up, folding, power bomb, that's gotta do it, and it does. The Emperor scores 2 points in his first round of the Grand Prix. And now we have the main event for this episode, this edition of Make and Model. I thank you all for joining us so far. This has been a great night for the Grand Prix. And it finishes up with the Golden Star taking on the leader of the House of Troubles, Bray Windham. This is a big match for Meiji, but a bigger match for the House of Troubles as a whole, who are off to a unfortunate start here in the Grand Prix as a group. Both members, other than Bray himself, losing their round 1 matches. So you know Bray will be looking to reverse their fortunes and win this match. However, he's got what might be one of the toughest opponents of the Onyx block to contend with in Meiji Kaito. Northern Lights suplex, but Bray not only kicks out, or I guess the ropes were there, but he immediately sits up. Oh, big drop kick from Meiji as he sends Bray to the corner. Sets him up on the top turnbuckle and brings him down with a brain buster into a cover. Series of short elbows to the back of the neck there from Bray. He knows that is a troubled area for Meiji Kaito, and he's gonna keep targeting it. Great avoidance there of the diving splash by Meiji. And a low drop kick takes out the legs from under Bray Windham. If you're Bray, you've got to make sure, just like the match before, that you do not let Meiji set his own pace on this match. Meiji has a very unique match flow, and it is very hard to get yourself out of his pace once you're stuck in it. Ryan Richardson can attest. This is why their series, their best of 7, made it to Game 7. Because Ryan had to find the way out of Meiji Kaito's pace. And now Bray is gonna have to make sure he doesn't get into it, or he'll have to learn the same lessons as Ryan did, and he won't have 3 attempts to do it. Knocked down and brought into a guard position. Meiji with the leg lock. Bray fights him off, but Meiji not done aiming and targeting the legs here. Dragon screw. And now locking in that figure 4. Will Bray Windham tap out before this match even hits the 10-minute mark? No, he does not. Elbow drop to the knee, and now the STF applied. Meiji fully locked into his own pace here. And now Bray is gonna have to fight his way through. He's starting in a good way. Knee to the gut into a bulldog choke. And that'll help. Huge running spine buster. Meiji, though, body slams Bray down. Low drop kick into the shining star. This match is all Meiji Kaito. Bray tried to fight his way in early on, but Meiji has managed to push forward and keep the match in his own pace. Bray once again trying to fight through. Here we go. Oh my God, the bright lights! Taking notes from the ace of JEPW, Bray Windham hits that bright light spine buster. But he's caught with a jumping DDT. Manages to survive. But he is not in a good spot here. Big drop kick from Meiji Kaito, who receives a lariat from Bray. But he's far from through here. Bray with a shoulder buster. And he does not look perturbed by the situation he's found himself in. As he hits another shoulder buster on the Golden Star. He's now going up top. There's that diving splash, but Meiji avoids it again. Backslide, 1, 2, no. Meiji with a dragon screw. Locking in the figure 4 again. Bray is in a very tough position here. Manages to get the ropes. Meiji doesn't let it go right away. Putting in a little more pressure. And now Bray is trying to make Meiji do cardio, but it's not working. Meiji keeps blocking him. Another shoulder buster. And Meiji is back up already. Oh, the sweet dream! That could do it. That could be all she wrote for the Golden Star. 1, 2, no! Massive headbutt from the leader of the House of Troubles. He's gonna look for that. Oh no, not the splash this time. Instead, it's a cross body. Planted well, but Meiji manages to break free anyways. Low drop kick. And now he's got him with the Gotch style pile driver. Into the cover. 1, 2. No, a kick out from Bray. Meiji sends him to the corner. High knee. And now he's lined it up for the shining star, the finishing touch right there. That's gotta do it. 1, 2, 3. Thank you all for tuning in. I will see you on the next Make and Model Tuesday.